We have Tim and Natalie Bevitt. They are locals, and they are coming here to talk about their big fat, I called it that, you didn't.
No, I like it though.
Thank you, good. Thought you might. Their big fat intergenerational play tour. So these people, this duo are both play experts, and they've just returned from a world tour, which was proudly sponsored by Tim's Churchill Fellowship, where they investigated intergenerational play and creativity to build cohesive communities. And so they're here to share, in whichever way they are going to share that, their key findings of that tour. Would you welcome them?
Workshops, we write children's musicals, collaborating with children to write them. Of primary age, we run a family choir and a community choir. We also write rock music for primary age kids, and we perform it with our band Mr. Tim and the Fuzzy Elbows at festivals and other things like that. We have a variety of things that we do on top of that as well in our spare time.
Yeah, tomorrow we are doing a poetry songwriting workshop
In the city as part of the poetry festival that's just concluding, which is another great example of things happening in our town. So, all right, well, we'd like to introduce you to our big fat intergenerational play.
Why use these to click the part?
The bias, does Nat?
There you go.
Look at that. All right.
I use this.
In 2019, I was awarded a Churchill Fellowship for investigating intergenerational play and creativity for building cohesive communities. It was postponed 5 days before we were about to go, and then we thought the universe was against us, but turns out it wasn't. It just had to wait a little bit. And then we've just got back as of the end of June this year from 8 weeks of tour. So to help you travel along with us, we're going to try and give you a little bit of a scope of what happened to us on that trip. So we are inviting you to take a journey with us. Whenever we start to sing "I Can Fly, Would Like Your Help," which was why we did the voice warm-ups before, so you'll get that as we go to help us get to our destination.
So let's see if that works. Yeah, let's end back to Christchurch and use it.
I can fly, I can fly, everybody, I can fly. I can fly. You can use 2 hands if you want, or 1, but you might go around in circles.
So we actually began our investigation by visiting the school, St. Teresa School. They took a jump 10 years ago, looking at what was not working with their educational system and the way they were doing. And they actually decided to change it to a play-based learning education. Did you know that, sorry, I'm going back to my notes, that actually we are seeing children, the problem is that we're starting to see children coming to preschool and kindy, not knowing how to engage in play.
But this is a disaster! Children are supposed to be champions of play. It is innate, is it not? What are you doing?
I'm doing a caveat, and I'm using play-based education to actually raise improve our results well beyond national standards.
Oh, everybody. Oh. You mean we're teaching the whole child, not just the hard skills, but the soft skills as well? So that night, we attended a cyber safety talk on Big Jump. It was a surprise to us as well. By Our Kids Online, which is a New Zealand company, and that was given to the entire parent body to help them realise the reality of that devices such as smartphones and tablets are not actually designed for children.
Sure. Do you know, my parents, last night they went to something, and then now they say that they're going to stop my screen time a lot.
Me too! And now my dad wants to go outside and play with us. What did they go to last night? What are you?
I'm a gap filler.
So this is, as we know from yesterday, an awesome placemaking social enterprise where we had the privilege of meeting Ryan. And one of their hits after the devastating earthquakes was to invite locals to play and connect using a whole bunch of things. But one of them that we really particularly loved and got to experience was the dancer mat. music machine, which was placed in strategic places around the crumbled city to re-inject life and get people to spontaneously engage them in dance.
So there should be like a music playing right now, okay, we imagine. I can fly, I can fly.
Then we met with the director from Showbiz Theatre and we shared our musical making experiences, but more of that later. Don't worry about it, that's sort of done for now. Oh, okay.
Is that there? Yeah. Cool. All right, and then let's go to Los Angeles.
All together now.
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. And then we enjoyed a bit of jet lag, and then we jump again in the plane. Ready? To Lawrence, Kansas.
I can fly, I can fly. So we met with the Lawrence arts community and we explored their arts centre, which was an amazing place that actually they collaborated with the theatre director and the artists when they were designing and building this space, and they actually listened to the recommendations and implemented all
the result was amazing
of the recommendations. The results were just stunning. It is the most incredible
interactive and collaborative artist and
space we've ever
community
seen.
is awesome.
We were then hosted by the head of the Kansas University Center of Public Partnership Research, where we learned about Our Tomorrows, which is a futures think tank, and how they used the SenseMaker tool, which was the primary reason we went, which is a data collection tool based on gathering stories.
You mean stories gathered highlights what the community even doesn't know that they need? Ooh, how does it work?
Well, if I move these three chairs here and we create a triangle, and we're going to get you to answer this question. So, for example, in this scenario, put yourself in your triangle here of where the effect of your change happened in your story. Access to education, closer to the access to income, or access to food.
Well,
Okay, so if we've got that, so now you see where Natalie is placed, we can zoom in on her actual story and find out a little bit more of the detail.
no time for that because we need to jump in the plane and go to New York City.
All together now! I can fly!
I can fly!
So, hey, we've got a meeting with the Possibility Project this afternoon.
Oh, this is an amazing year-long justice program, theatre program for young adults and teenagers from all over New York City. They're creating a self-devised musical addressing the serious issues that they are actually facing themselves or in their community. On top of performing skills, they actually learn conflict resolutions, collaboration, self-advocacy, and public awareness actions.
So we then called our friend Matt Mazur, who is the creator of Turtle Dance Music. He showed us his online approach to live kids' music shows.
As well as bringing us to a highly interactive live and online street show of international improvising superstar, online superstar, Mark Ribbolett in the middle of Little Italy, New York City.
Hey-oh!
Hey-oh!
Say hey-oh! It was actually heaps better than that, but that's the general idea.
Then off to the Dream Yard project in the Bronx.
Hey, is that the organisation inspired by a show of a place where adults had forgotten about, but kids could go and do anything they dreamed of?
Sure is, and they provide a place to create, perform, and play arts. They have a social justice and anti-racial focus, which they partner throughout many schools in the Bronx. Their own high school, their art programs that get teacher artists to actually partner alongside everyday teachers to improve their arts practices.
And what's amazing is they actually linked with a social housing company who used to come from the Bronx and came back, wanted to give back to his community. And so they partnered together, and it's an incredibly successful relationship which has brought the communities of the Bronx together.
And now I think we can just go and play in New York.
Yeah!
And let's go in Central Park and stroll
All right, to the Guggenheim.
to the MoMA,
Mona!
the Met,
Immersive art exhibitions.
co-creating Washington Square.
Oh, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Up the Empire State Building.
And
Enjoy the dance theatre of Harlem and hilarious plays.
and to Blue Note Jazz Festival.
And a quick slice of New York pizza.
Yeah. Now it's time to go back as a play investigators and go to
Carnegie Hall to talk to them about their education programs for all ages, and especially their lullaby project, which gets expectant or young mothers to write original lullabies for their kids, and often it would relate to social justice or prison systems and things like that as well. And then they put on a concert with professional musicians performing their songs. Oh, wake up, we got to go to New 42 Theatre, let's go!
oops, backwards. Yes. That's
us.
That's us. Yes, that's where we talk with them about their children's theatre program, and how they actually engage family before and after the shows, as well as the parents and the whole community. So not just doing the show, but they are doing a lot of activities around it, and they train the teachers in the performing arts.
And they told us that if children, what they discovered from their research was that if children see live performances before the age of 7, then they are more likely to go and be involved in theatre and see theatre after that.
I'm pretty tired now. Let's get back home. Let's get over the broken bridge and just sleep, because we have to catch a plane tomorrow and we have to actually change time zone again.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Let's get up and at 8 o'clock, let's go to an underground party, dance party, and then catch a plane at 10 p.m. And then...
Great idea, let's get in London time while we're in New York City.
Yeah! Let's go to London. Are we ready?
I can fly, I can fly. Oh,
And...
sideways. We then took a train to the Kew Gardens, where we saw some fabulous stuff.
Well, they took us through their awesome programs, where it's an engagement programs, including their youth explainer program. They have high school kids come and trained to be guides for people visiting the gardens. It's an imaging program with the community, and they're really trying to engage more and more of the community. Except there's a lot of flowers to spring in a year.
Not so good. They also had a special needs program that we really loved that engaged the whole families. And
You can't go to that program if the family doesn't come. It's not just for your kids.
And they had to learn to play together with a really well-designed tactile toolkit, which was an amazing thing.
Then, after a very jet-lagged infused travel misadventure around and outside of London, we finally reached the kitchen of the co-founders of the Bubble Theatre, who had put together play written by the community. They did these awesome programs where they got children from the same age of people from the Blitz at that time, and they interviewed them, then they co-created a play together. And it was so successful that he actually branched out to Japan, and they did it with the survivors of Hiroshima.
As part of the 70-year anniversary. And yeah. We then went to the actual Bubble Theatre and to chat and take part in their Tea Break Theatre community class. This is one of their programs, and it takes people of many generations from the community and gets them to create original works, which features in their performance events, as well as having a cup of tea and socialising.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm Jackie. I love this program. You can't imagine how participating in creative projects has actually made me healthier and improved my well-being.
Okay, now it's time to go to London and play in London.
Ooh.
Harry Potter, museums, gardens, more shows.
A particular highlight was Punch Drunk's The Burnt City. It's an immersive and choose-your-own-adventure type of show set in a massive warehouse over 3 hours. You could follow the performers while wearing a mask, and no performer saw the same show.
Hey, did you see the horse?
What horse? Did you go into the sand room with like the columns?
No, the sand room was a corridor and there was no columns. You were in Troy, right?
No, don't you mean Greece?
What?
To the Eden Project! Welcome to the world's largest biome.
What are we doing here?
Well, it's a heap of cool stuff. They have a Kids in the Garden program, walking tours for every generation and abilities. They have music programs for kids and school programs where they connect students of all ages to food, production, the environment, and challenges of climate change. I'm hungry.
You're very lucky because they organize a big lunch. And the big lunch is an annual event that involves up to 6 million people all across the UK in a weekend. It's in June. People from local communities across the UK organize to host a big lunch in order to connect with each other within the community. So they share food, but they as well play games and have events around it.
Wow. To the Lost Gardens of Halligan.
Where are they?
I don't know, they lost him.
Actually, no. Actually, they found it, and Tim, no, Smith, Tim Smith, who created the Eden Project, actually started with Lost Garden. He uncovered in this Lost Garden, and they created a space for people to visit and for having intergenerational play happening. And they have, like, with their playgrounds, and they organize a lot of events to bring the community together.
Oh, what a week, I'm tired.
Me too, but I really, really, really want to go on a walk, 4 hours walk, up and down the cliffs or Cornwall.
You mean like starting at 4 p.m. on a Friday afternoon? Are we a bit lost?
Well, no time for that. We have to go back to London and to have some more fun.
Oh,
Yep, no, that's it.
I meant you were the driver.
Oh, I was a driver.
We're on the right side.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is where we went to the Fun Palaces, and they're an organisation that's just turned 10 years old. Incredible organisation. They help people of the communities across the UK and actually around the world, anyone can access this, to create their own fun palaces that they share with people. It could be done in their own homes, libraries, open spaces, and during a weekend in summer. They support people to see their creativity and to share it. And they put their own fun palace together that anyone can come and join. The way they sort of encourage people is by asking one of these questions. One of their questions is, hey Nat, what's your secret skill?
My secret skill is I can play with clay. Ooh. Do you want to get your hand dirty?
Oh, yes, please.
Welcome to my fun palace.
Would you look at the time? All that time playing and being creative. It's time to go back to Australia. I can fly. I can fly. I can fly. I can fly.
Oh, well, Mr. Tim Barrett, what did you discover?
Well, actually, we've discovered a lot of things. It's been a huge experience. I'm currently in the process of writing the report, which is due at the first week of August. So conclusions are on hold at the moment as we're still making them. But if you would like to follow a little more detail of this snapshot of a crazy 8 weeks of adventures, you can follow us on some of these things. Mr. Tim will find you where we are, and that should be available sometime in August. So yeah, what is amazing about a Churchill Fellowship is that, especially in this area of investigation, just to see how many incredible people are doing amazing and incredible things for people all around the world. And it is such a great playground that we all get to play in. And yeah, we look forward to playing with you all in some space sometime very soon. Thank you very much.